My name's Farah Mukaddam and I'm an IP lawyer at an international law firm called Norton Rose Fulbright, where I specialise in IP disputes. So how did I get into IP? Well, when I was at school I studied for A-levels in English literature, geography and chemistry. Now I don't think there's any particular subjects that you should study to become an IP lawyer. The key thing is that you pick up skills that would help you along the way. So when I studied English literature, I learned how to use words and how to write. By studying geography, I developed my skills, my research skills. And when I studied chemistry, I learned how to approach things logically and practically. And I think all of those skills are really useful to becoming an IP lawyer. My current role at my law firm, Norton Rose Fulbright, in 2009. Now, the way that you qualify as a solicitor in England is that you'd spend 2 years doing on-the-job training, something called a training contract. And at the bigger law firms like Norton Rose Fulbright, you typically spend 2 years rotating around different departments. The idea being that you get to experience lots of different areas of law, and then you pick one that you'd want to specialise on qualification. So having had nearly 4 years of experience in IP before I got to my law firm and started my training, I knew that I wanted to do a stint in IP. And I was lucky enough to be able to do 2 stints in IP actually. So the first was in the non-contentious team. And what non-contentious means is it's basically the opposite of a conflict type of situation. So you're actively helping your client to manage IP issues and grow its business. And the second stint that I did was in the IP disputes team, which is what I mentioned earlier. It's when you're helping clients to deal with when they're in the middle of a conflict. And when I was in the IP disputes team, I had the opportunity to go and work with a client. So I went to Orange within the mobile phone network. And I went to the global brands team, which is where I spent some time advising Orange on how to protect the Orange brand and take action against copycats of the Orange brand globally. I decided to qualify into IP disputes, and then 4 years later I'm still here. For me, IP is really the most exciting area of the law. I know I'm biased, but it's incredibly diverse. It's you get to work with companies, some of the most creative companies and individuals in the world, and you get to protect that creative output. And so, for me, without the way I see it, without IP protection and IP lawyers, the world would probably be a really different place, because there'd be no sort of incentive to innovate, create new pieces of literature and art and design. No reason to promote brands and so on. And you know, for me, it means that it keeps me busy, and it's why I love my job, and I'd encourage anyone to consider a career in IP.